Hello, we are doing 3.1.1, extending patterns and finding rules. All right, if you are joining us, you will not see my face in a moment. Done. All right, so extending patterns and finding the rules. On your agenda, you're gonna see that little 3.1.1a. Make sure that is up for the next part. Okay, cool. Now, our focus questions is 3-1, and we have we have two of those, and then we'll be doing our in and out, finding rules from tables. All right, so the first thing, okay, so this is a representation of a pattern. This is the core of what our focus should be. So let's write this down. Here's our focus. It's patterns to patterns to an X and Y table, to an equation, and then to a graph. Okay, like I said, there's going to be like 2 chapters of this, so we're just going to settle in. So the first thing we do have is 3-1, and we have a pattern, right? So the first thing you do when you see the pattern, first thing you do when you see the pattern is make an X and Y table. Or a function table. I know that I'm showing it upright, but you can make it horizontal as well. I'm back on the board. I made one horizontal and one vertical, right? The next thing you're going to do is fill in the X's with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the figure number. The Y is the amount of tiles. All right, cool. Now, on the pattern that we see on CPM, we also have this really cool student tool. Boom. I'm going to show you. Am I going to want you to really make figure 1? Yes, but I really want to focus on like counting how many tiles are in the figure. Okay, we can design it later, but our real key here is to make the X, Y table, get the equation, and then graph it. Cool, because we have the pattern. So how many tiles are in pattern 2 or figure 2? So we've got it going out this way. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So for figure 2, it's 9. Okay. The next thing is to see how much it's growing. We need the slope. Okay. So let's count figure 3. If you look, we had 3 here. Here's a 3, and then here's the additive right here is that 1. And then they added 1 here. Okay, and then this is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they added 2. So it looks like they're adding 4. Let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that looks like a +4. Okay, how many do you think is in figure 4? Figure 4. We're here. Yeah, no. Perfect. I'm going to make sure and count if you don't mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You're absolutely right. So we're at the +4. All right, now we need to find out what 1 is. What is 1 going to be? Yes. 5. Perfect. Now, in this case, boom, that's perfect. What is 0 going to be? Yes. Perfect. And we're going to discuss that later. What about figure 5? What is that going to be? Yes. Perfection. Good. Each one of these follows. This is an example of a linear equation or a linear graph, if you will, or pattern. These are also called sequences in Math 1. Nod with me. Yes. This is probably the first thing you're going to learn, the sequences. All right. So we have the pattern, right? Now we've got the function table. The next thing we are going to do is we need to find the equation. All right, and the equation that we're going to look for is y equals mx plus b. This is called slope-intercept form. Okay. Now, the reason why we want to have the 0 is because the 0 tells us what the b is. All right. So if I look right here and I highlight this, why it's so important that it's 0 and 1, it's where there is no x at all. It's a 0, right? And we just have the y. So that's our beginning point. And it also means that I'm going to take this 1 and put it right here and go +1. I'm going to put it right below the b because that's what it is. Now, the m is the slope or the growth. And I can't put that there, but when you put this together, it's going to be y equals 4x plus 1. Okay, so this is called, the m is, the m is slope. The entire thing is a slope-intercept form. Is that kind of clearer? Okay. So the last thing we are going to do is, now that we have the equation, we did the x and y table, now we are going to graph it. And I'm going to graph it on the other side. I'm going to just use quadrant 1 because this is completely positive. Okay? Can I turn the page? Everybody's good? All right, so our equation is 4x plus 1. Y equals 4x plus 1. And here's how this goes. Okay, you're going to take your pen and you're going to, oops, not at B1. So I'm going to start at 0 and 1, which is right here. And then I'm going to go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. So this is up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over 1. So this is also called the 4, 1 is also called the rise over the run. And you could do it either way. You can go over 1 and then up 4. It really makes no bit of difference. You're going to get there anyway. I'm going to do it one more time for good measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1, dot. And then you're going to see the line. If you look back at your x and y table, it will match everything you have. So this is going to be 0 and 1. This is going to be 1 and 5. Is it 5? Yeah. 1 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your next dot. 2 and 9. This should be 2 and 9. Do you see what I'm doing there? Does that make sense? It all kind of goes together to make one thing. Pretty soon you actually won't need the X and Y table. You'll be able to like see something and go, oh, well, this is how I'm going to make that equation, and I can just graph it. Right? You don't have to graph with the X and Y table. Cool? How do we feel? You can do this. I would do iffy. You're still on the fence. It's still new. You're not supposed to, you know, have it down, but does it kind of feel good? Like it's not crazy? Cool. All right, so let's go to 3. Let's go to B. All right, here's B. Okay, so we see our pattern. What's the first thing we need to do? Yes. Yes.
Set up an X and Y.
Either way, Jonathan. You got it. In doing that, we need to have the X, Y, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to just put 6 for good measure. Okay. What do I do now? Question. What do I do now? Yes. Yes. How am I going to fill in the X and Y chart, or what am I going to do that with? Yes.
You're going to count figure 2.
Good. And how many? Ooh, how many do I have in figure 2? 9. Okay. How many do I have in figure 3? Here's our original. 3, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yep. So 3 is 16. So that's a, we're thinking it's possibly a +7. Does that make sense? Possibly a +7. Okay, and then we have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 1, 2, 4. So 20, 24, 25, 26. Ooh. This is different, isn't it? This is vastly different. Let me make sure I've got this right. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Oh, did you count 25 really?
Yeah.
5 times 4 is 20. Yeah, 25. Good. What does this say to you? What does this say? What are these, first off? What are these? You've got a 9. You've got a 16. You got a 25. It's what? No. No. Yes.
Is it increasing by 2?
Give me something else. Well, think about it this way. Aren't these perfect squares? Oh, dang. So if this, okay. If this is 3 times 3, which is 9, and this is 4 times 4, what is this going to be? 2 times 2, 4. So wouldn't your equation then be x squared? Yes, it would. Figure 2 is, yeah. It would be squared. But it's set up funky, right? It's not, you're really not squaring the x. So Yeah, that's weird. Okay, but how would you graph it? Hold on. May I check something out really quick? Figure 2 is 9. Square it. Yeah, this doesn't look right. But I want to go with it anyway because when you square this situation here, it's a multiplier, okay? So what I mean by this is you have 0 and 0 is just 0. So you're going to start here at the origin and then 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 2 and 9. Do you see how fast it goes up like this? So it actually curves like this. But that's okay because we're going to skip this one kind of sort of and move to the next one. Well, actually, we're going to do our resource page or look at the book. So, actually, let's just do, let me get rid of this. And let's take a look at not that. All right, so we've got this resource page. And now we're going to focus on finding the rule. This is problem 3-2. All right, so take a look at what they've given us. They've given us an in and out table. These are just a bunch of X and Y tables. X being the in, Y being the out. Okay, they've given us C, N, F, blank, Y. This is a WY. This blank has a Q. The F has nothing, and then the L and the N. All right, they've given us 2 clues to find out what the rule is. Can you fill this in? Yes.
I'm pretty sure it goes, so like the first one, it would be A
Yes.
and C.
A and C. Exactly. What else we got? And wouldn't this be, because it's L, M, and then this would be E. What comes before E? D. So this would be D and F, right? What would this be with the, what? Yeah, Serena. Yes. Good. So our rule would be like every other one, right? Every other letter. Oops, you can't see that. Every other letter. Okay. Now, let's do B. We have another X and Y table. All right. So our N, the first one is easy. And then on the other side, we have light. And then we have hot and then cold. Up and then down. Left. All right. Yeah.
It's just the opposite of the word.
Yeah. Easy, hard. Dark, light. Or what?
Or heavy.
No, it's dark. And then left, right. So the rule here is opposites. All right, I don't want to do C, but I do want to do D. Look at D. We're at numbers now. Let me just turn the page. Are we okay if I turn the page? X and Y table. Okay, so we have 8 and 17, -2, 9, 12 and 25, 10 and 21. What did they do to get these numbers? Alphonse. He is absolutely right. So when we write this, this is how you're going to write it. Your rule is going to be y equals 2x plus 1. How do you feel about that? Because if you plug this in, watch. If you put 8 in and go 2 times 8 plus 1, that equals 17, right? Would you like to share with everybody? Go. What are we talking about, you two? Or are you going to tell me later? Somebody is.
Someone's phone went off and you're looking at it me, but
Okay. Thank you. All right. How many of you are grasping the concept of what we're doing? Does this feel... I know I asked about feelings. It's math. Math doesn't really have feelings. It just kind of has rules. But I try to put the feelings in. Am I going too fast? Going too slow? It's going too slow for you, Tone?
yeah.
Then move forward. And then you can be done with it. You can get it done. Do E and F, and then you can do the homework. Cool. All right. All right, let's do E. All right, E is 100, and then 51, 4, and then blank, 6, and then 4, 30, and then 16, and then 31. Yes.
Divide by 2 plus 1.
Yes. So it's going to look like this. Y equals x divided by 2 plus 1. These are kind of fun though, right? Tomorrow will be harder. But this is fun now. All right. Okay. Questions for me? I think we're going to be done with today. I will give you your homework. You have a few minutes. I forgot we were